Hello, today we're speaking with Arnaud Gautier, Senior Vice President Marketing, and Jim Mundy, the Director of Product Management for Fusion, a cloud communications, connectivity, and computing company. We've invited Arnaud and Jim to share with us a competitive self-assessment of their services and solutions so our clients know that through the vendors we partner with, our customers are getting the best technology, services, and solutions available in the marketplace today and tomorrow. Arnaud and Jim, thanks for speaking with us today.
Thanks for having me. Thank you very much, Dan. Really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you today.
Great. Our first question, we'll just jump right into it, is the recommendation summary. Can you please share with us what's the summarized reasons clients and partners recommend your company to solve their problems over your competitors?
Sure, that's a great introduction. So Fusion is really one of the leading providers of cloud connectivity and cloud-based unified communications in the country. And on the surface, our field appears really crowded. But when I describe to you what we do and how we do it, you'll see us, I think, in a very different light. Given our work with key customers in the legal, financial, and healthcare verticals over the last 15 years, we've become really influential in delivering those services, cloud-based enterprise applications in those verticals and through the channel in general. Our key clients in the channel use us for nationwide broadband access, which goes from last-mile connectivity all the way to enterprise-wide IPsec or MPLS private networking. They also use us for cloud communication, and that includes SIP trunking, unified communication, call center, video, and audio conferencing. And this gives partners full flexibility to use whatever solutions work best for the end user, with a strong consistency for service level and customer service. But in addition, and that's where we're also a little bit different from some of our competitors, they use us for our managed services for all on-site equipment, including installation and training, and also our disaster recovery and business continuity services.
Great. That leads us into product or question number 2, where we talk about the product set, solution categories, and market segments. What solutions and services do you provide, and who are your customers and clients? And are there any metros, verticals, or other niches that you're especially competitive?
Okay. So we have 2 main product lines that we sell today through the channel to the SMB and mid-sized market, cloud connectivity and cloud communications. Cloud connectivity is really our overarching name for more than 200, primarily T1 and Ethernet connections options available on a nationwide basis, plus MPLS and IPsec, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. That makes us one of the largest aggregators in the country. This is really helpful for our larger clients who need one single vendor across all locations, and this is something that you just can't do with XO or Verizon. And all of those 200 solutions can now be quoted automatically via our MasterStream portal, either as a direct Fusion partner or as a sub-agent who already is using MasterStream. And that's the way, actually, for example, we work with WTG, where we have the master relationship, and the sub-agents are using MasterStream through WTG to quote our services. And our connectivity products also include IPsec and MPLS, as I mentioned. The second component of our catalog, if you will, is our cloud communication, which is really broken down in 3. SIP trunking, cloud voice, and cloud UC, and you'll see why the differentiation. So SIP trunking is really one of the most successful products in the channel. The key here for us was to build the most extensive IP-PBX interrupt program in the industry. And we've got more than 50 IP-PBX vendors to date certified on our platform. And as you may know, this product was originally known as Broadvox, and that interrupt program was started under that name, but it's really now part and parcel of the Fusion assets. The key technology differentiator today is our proprietary cloud-based routing portal, and that allows IP-PBX admins to fully control their call routing on a DID or a trunk level before the call hits the PBX. And that's really very useful for some of our clients who have distributed call centers or who use us for disaster recovery, for example. And a key and a unique feature of it is a geographic routing based on the ANI, based on the caller's identity. We route the call in a certain way, and that's very unique. Cloud Voice is one of our 2 hosted services for telephony products. It's the most cost-effective PBX replacement solution out there in the market. It offers a full suite of hosted telephony services, call center, conferencing, and this is really where we're the most competitive usually in price, starting at $295 a month for a common area location, for example. Cloud UC, on the other hand, brings next generation, enterprise grade, a fully integrated unified communication solution to high-need, high-end end users on all of their devices. Our UC clients work on iOS, both the phone and the tablet, Android, Mac, Windows, and they fully integrate telephony, collaboration, web touch conferencing, and we do it the right way also. Other companies kind of compete with us, obviously, in that segment, but we really do it the right way by working closely with both the IT staff and the telephony staff and the key users in the enterprise to really design the right solution. And what we find actually is that in many cases, this solution can either avoid a Microsoft Link deployment, and or in some cases our clients will integrate with Link, but sometimes it just completely bypassed altogether. And we have a third product line, cloud computing, which is sold today primarily through our enterprise sales team, and it targets primarily the healthcare and the legal vertical. And we'll bring some of those products to the channel early 2015. So that's the kind of at a high level, kind of the summary of the product. Whether there are any metro verticals that we're really competitive in, absolutely. As I mentioned, our 200 broadband options are nationwide in nature. But we have historically been very strong in the Northeast corridor, especially in the Ethernet space. But also Texas, Georgia, Florida, the Southeast, we've been very, very strong historically. That is changing as we speak. We've made some significant investments this year to really kind of increase our footprint, if you will. First, as you know, we announced the acquisition of Pingtone on November 3rd, which has a very, very strong presence and recognition in the cloud UC market in the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area. And second, we're expanding our MPLS core and our hub network to achieve a full nationwide footprint with 100% of the IP traffic riding on our own network. And we're currently commissioning hardware and space to operate out of 12 POPs and points of presence and markets by the end of this year. In terms of verticals, where we've really excelled and where we've developed key practices are in the legal, financial, and healthcare verticals. And primarily, we develop those primarily through partnerships with key VARs and long-term customer relationships. That's the way we've done it over time.
Great. That takes us on to question number 3, which talk about catalyst to action and Google inquiries. What are the primary pain points or initiating events that become the catalyst for your prospects first taking a look at your services and solutions? And what are the Google inquiries that prospects are typing into search engines that lead them to your solution sets?
Sure. So I'll cover this first, but then I'll invite Jim to contribute because he has a very unique experience in talking and with our customers and prospects. But I would say that the primary driver for our customers to look at us in the first place is the fact that they're just looking at their current provider and they can't see them providing the level of service quality and flexibility and customer service that they need. When our customers, our prospects, look at our case studies or they talk to our reference customers, that's where they will find that we're a very different company. Whether you need a better solution for disaster recovery, you've got complex network needs, or you face a particular compliance challenge due to your specific industry, we just provide more attention to details pre-sale than our competitors. That's really where we excel. And there's no question that is working particularly well in the channel, and that's where our brand is the best known, and that's where we're focused, currently, the channel. So, Jim, do you have, what would you like to add to this? I'm sure that I missed something.
I think that one of the real keys that differentiates us is the implementation process. We've been providing service all the way to the desktop for a very long time, and that's why we have customers out there who have actually been with us over multiple generations of products. One customer in particular that has over 1,300 seats with us and has been with us for 23 years because we know them and they know and are confident that we will own the implementation all the way to the desktop, and that allows our partners to also, go in and present us to their prospects with confidence. The other thing that appeals particularly to partners is that choice that you alluded to earlier, right, is that we've got multiple platforms. So depending on the situation, we are not a one-trick pony. We have the ability to offer multiple different platforms, whether you're looking for a situation where we're competing aggressively on price or whether we're looking for competing up against a large enterprise deployment where we need a full set of collaboration and unified communication features.
Great. That takes us into question number 4, talking about competitive comparison and objection responses. Who are the other competitors that your prospects are looking at, and how is your service or solution better or different from them? And what are all the objections that your competitors raise about your company, and what are your standard objection responses?
Sure. So it really depends on the product, Dan, but we usually win business from the usual suspects. Every provider is selling SIP trunking at this point, from CenturyLink, Verizon, AT&T, XO, Windstream, as well as smaller players like FlowRoute and IntelliPeer who specialize in it. Our key differentiator here is our IPPBX into our program, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. And the second main differentiator is our cloud-based call routing portal. That is really why some of our customers kind of use us. It's for that full control of their traffic. At a moment's notice, they can reroute traffic depending on their needs. We get a lot of business from interconnects, who specialize in specific vendors such as ShoreTel or Mitel or Avaya, and for those very, very reasons, for that into our program in particular. In the cloud UC segment, it's really, first and foremost, the over-the-top crowd, whether it's Packet 8 or 8x8, I should say, RingCentral or similar players like Star2Star. We used to run into Vocalocity a lot before they were acquired by Vonage, but not so much since. The primary reason we win business from them is the fact that they just don't control the call quality. They have, over time, they will experience an inconsistent call quality, and that's what we see. That's what you will see on the forums and the customer reviews. On the other hand, we deliver full last-mile connectivity and on-site premise equipment that really allows us to manage and monitor the call quality over time. But also those providers are very cookie cutter in the way that they deliver the service. They're simply not flexible when you come down to it. If you fit within the standard packages, great. Otherwise, you may be a little bit challenged to fit the perfect needs or the needs of your business. For us, you get a single provider for cloud connectivity, communications, and all of the other services that really make it work, especially as you go up in size, from the design, the installation, the training, including on-site training, and remote monitoring. On the higher end of unified communication, we run into iCore, Megapath, West IP quite a bit, especially since West's acquisition of Smoothstone. So Smoothstone, as you probably know, is very Cisco and Cisco HCS-centric. Our customers like our solutions and our options better. They provide better value for the money, and it really doesn't tie down to Cisco or Cisco handsets. For the full UC actually feature set, we feature very favorably to Cisco. We have more third-party support, built into the platform, and our underlying infrastructure is simply more deployed than Cisco's. That's just the reality of it. For end users, our single app is also a big draw. It's a much better experience than having a combination of multiple clients download. So that's another big draw for those customers. Another area where we compete very well, or another vendor that we compete very well with, is Microsoft Lync, as I mentioned. Lync is very Exchange and Outlook centric. It does not integrate really well with telephony and conferencing in particular, or at least it's very costly to do so. And our customers either integrate with Lync if they really have an existing Lync installation, but very often they avoid a costly Lync deployment altogether by using our single client. Finally, we don't really run very much in the hosted services from Avaya or Mitel or ShoreTel or even Digium. Our customers simply prefer to buy from providers that really grew out of the cloud and hosting industry and mentality rather than the equipment industry. So that really makes us a much better play in that respect. To cover the Google inquiry and key search terms that you asked a little bit earlier, key terms that people will search and find us under Cloud UC and Cloud Voice, especially when combined with case studies. Prospects want to see, what customer you have deployed with and what the experience was. Hosted voice, and obviously the company name, Fusion Telecom, Fusion Connect, fusionconnect.com is our website. So that's driving a lot of traffic, and SIP trunking, and I should have mentioned also, obviously, IPPBX interop. Jim, do you want to add to this as far as the competition goes?
Sure. I think the strength that we bring is really the ability to deliver, as you indicated, that full connectivity solution in combination with our voice products. The companies that you mentioned tend to be strong perhaps in one side of that equation or the other, and so inevitably a solution with them means choosing a second vendor for either the connectivity or the voice services, whereas we can deliver that single solution. And then over and above that, when we combine our ability to engineer business continuity and disaster recovery, both at the voice level with services that allow you to route calls based on particular situations of business continuity requirements, but also to allow network-based business continuity and disaster recovery plans using our connectivity as well as other providers' connectivity. And we can do all that by still keeping the traffic secure, even when we're moving it over a third-party internet service by incorporating our firewall and VPN services. So that whole package is really what's key and what both our partners and our customers really like about dealing with Fusion as a single source.
Terrific. Moving on to question number 5, case studies and showcase solutions. Can you share with us a couple of recent case studies where a business used your product, services, or solutions to solve a problem?
Sure. Actually, the one that really comes to mind, Jim actually alluded to them a few minutes ago. The company name is Ascensus, ASCENSUS. If people if your audience wants to look them up, it's probably the best example of the customer relationship we really seek to build. Ascensus is the largest independent financial services firm in the country. They provide, IRA, 401k, healthcare, and 529, saving management services to over 6 million customers. And chances are that through your financial institution, actually, you're probably using Census services. They have actually been a customer of ours for over 23 years, as Jim mentioned, believe it or not. They have now completed a full migration of their 1,300 employees to our Cloud UC product across all of their sites, including a company they recently acquired. And the best thing, with them is that they really understand the value we brought in helping them design and roll out their next communication platform so that they can really focus on their core business. And Reid Hoffman has been very consistent. Their CIO has been very consistent in telling us again and again, you do what you do best. You help me, design. You're really part of my IT team. You help us design the communication solution, and I can run my business because I've got many, many other fish to fry. So that's a really, really good story, and that longevity is really a testament to the kind of quality of customer service that we provide. Another good story, actually, on the partner side, on the channel side, is Connectivity Source. Connectivity Source is actually a master agent out of Raleigh, North Carolina. They've been representing our products for a while, and they had been using actually another over-the-top Cloud UC provider until last year, and they just, for the reason that I mentioned a little bit earlier, they just got tired of the inconsistent call quality, and they switched to us, and they've been really happy with the service ever since. So that's another good example, and people can obviously check those case studies out on our website.
I would add to that Connectivity Source is a great example of our partners that are successful by deploying our product, using it, and being able to demo it and show it. It really makes a difference in terms of the partner success and that connection with the customer being able to see and experience the product in their own office. And it's those partners like Connectivity Source that take advantage of that see the most success with us.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jim. Yep.
Great. That takes us to question number 6, greenfield or migration. Are your customers migrating to you from a competitor or similar solution, or are they more likely to be a greenfield opportunity?
I know that we've talked a lot about our competitors and similar solutions, but really the largest growing segment today in our business in general is customers migrating away from a PBX because whoever is managing that PBX is seeing the writing on the wall. If you're the IT or the telecom buyer, you don't want to invest a ton in hardware and maintenance and keep the maintenance problems to yourself when you can transfer both the capital risk and the maintenance hassle to the cloud provider. And that's an area where we really excel. The economics and peace of mind that comes from moving to the cloud are just too obvious to avoid anymore. And this is what business buyers see across all of their applications. With just making their move to the cloud simpler and bring connectivity and quality of service along the way. So that's our primary source of business at this point. The largest opportunity is really the existing PBX market.
Great. That leads us to question number 7, how to buy. What are your different go-to-market channels, direct, partner, wholesale, etc.?
So our primary distribution has been very consistently the channel. We've been very, very strong in indirect distribution via independent agents, value-add resellers, or master agents and their sub-agents. It is true that we have a direct sales team, but the sales team is primarily focused on the larger enterprise segment, as these customers tend to want to interact directly with us. However, we have a clear channel agnostic pricing policy. So that kind of takes away the pricing out of the channel conflict equation. And in some cases, when the partner relationship grows to a certain level, we'll designate key staff, key employees to coordinate all sales and customer service across all accounts for that partner, which really makes a very big difference. We also have a dedicated marketing team solely focused on our channel program. So from designing better promotions to rolling out better demo programs or sales rewards. So we're really focusing on the channel at this point.
Terrific. Moving on to question number 8 about your company. Can you give us the history or background of the company? What led to the company to be where it is today, and who's running the company, and where will the company be in 5 years, and is there any exit strategies?
Sure. So about the exit strategy, I think it's a little bit premature, but it's clear to say that in 5 years, we'll be one of the most influential cloud service providers in the country. Definitely in the verticals where we are right now, but in the industry at large. This is where we are investing both internally in terms of product development, platform development, sales, as well as targeted mergers and acquisitions. So this is really a very, very strong impetus for the company, and this is where we will be for sure. We've been actually in the voice and voice over IP business since 1984. And we've built over time a really strong base of UC clients and just customers in general. Our large clients nationwide really know us for our ability to innovate over time and make the right technology choices and migrations as needed. And that's what that loyalty and that longevity really kind of brings to bear. This is not something that many other providers can claim. And we really, with those customers, we really have become part of their IT and their corporate telecom team. We've grown via both a successful sales expansion strategy as well as targeted corporate acquisitions. First of NBS in 2012, then Broadvox Business Services in 2013, and now Pingtone that we just announced early this month. It was actually the third acquisition in 24 months. Which really reflects our commitment to being the industry leader in delivering specialized cloud services to the enterprise. And you add to this mix actually a set of exclusive strategic agreements with key technology partners, and you'll be hearing more about that over the coming months. And we're truly in a unique position to be the single source providers for companies across a broad swath of cloud-based services over time. A little bit earlier, as a result of those mergers and acquisitions, a little bit earlier this year, we did a service and naming consolidation. So now all services are branded under the single Fusion name, which really reflects our core vision of bringing a number of cloud technologies and services together, if you will. We now provide our cloud services to well over 10,000 clients nationwide, both SMB and enterprise. You asked about our leadership. So Matt is our CEO. Matt Rosen is our CEO. He holds a successful record at Expanet, very well known in the industry, in the hosting industry, Oxford Health and Merrill Lynch. Don Hutchins, and you can obviously check all those names on our website. Don Hutchins, our COO, has a long record of successful transformation, really, in the industry, in the telecom industry. Most recently as the president and CEO of Swissphone. John Kaufman, actually, is our president of business services, and he was the founder of NBS since its inception in 1984, and is still, with the company and very, very active, obviously, driving the build-up and the development of the business services division. And Russell Markman is our EVP business services. He oversees all marketing, sales, and customer operations for business services. But you can look up our entire management team, obviously, on our website.
Great. That leads us to our final question. Is number 9, is there any other important stuff? What else do we need to know before deciding to give you guys a call on our next opportunity?
Well, much appreciated. We covered a lot, I think, this morning, but I want to point your listeners to our resource on the web. You can learn more at fusionconnect.com. That's our URL. That's our website domain, fusionconnect.com. But partners who are interested in our channel program should really visit fusionconnect.com/partners. That's fusionconnect.com/partners. And that's a dedicated area on our website where we communicate directly to this audience our promotions and spiffs and partner programming at large. Finally, as we're gearing up for 2015, we've got exciting new marketing programs and promotions and resources that we're bringing to bear to build up the program, and we're going to announce most of those in December and early January. So if you want to sign up for our newsletter or follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn, you'll learn all about it, and I hope that you'll visit us.
Great. This is Dan Baldwin, and today we've been speaking with Arnaud Gautier, Senior Vice President of Marketing, and Jim Mundy, the Director of Product Management for Fusion, a cloud services provider. Arnaud and Jim, thanks for speaking with us today.
Thanks for your time, Dan.
Thanks for having us.
That was fun.